Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how much it cost me to actually start my business. If you have been following me along my journey, then you know that me being in business has not always been so smooth. You know that I started, I was really excited, and then I went through some legal issues. Today, I'm gonna lay it all out there on exactly what went on in my first 6 months of business. If you don't know who I am, my name is Robyn. I actually do entrepreneur type videos. I am just in the beginning stages of business, so I'm sharing my experience as a new business owner along with you guys. So I am a paper person. I like to write things down. So this book actually has been helping me record all my expenses, all my ins and outs, and also I take the numbers and I also have an Excel sheet that I actually do, like a spreadsheet so that I can have it, in electronic form. God forbid anything happens to this. So I'm going to be referencing this because this is where I put down every penny from beginning to this day. Instead of boring you guys with all the details and every single penny, what I've actually done was actually rounded the numbers to the approximate amount, and I'm gonna do month by month, starting with the beginning of January of 2020, when I actually started to make steps towards starting this business. I actually had the idea to start the business back in November and December of 2019, but I actually started to purchase things for the business as my first baby steps into starting the business. In January of 2020, my initial baby steps was to just buy boxes. When you start a business, you're so excited. So you start looking around on how you want your packaging to look. So the first things that I actually bought were packaging and ribbon and papers and little stickers and things like that. Those were my initial purchases for my business. So January, I can say that I spent about $50. In February, I got really brave and I was ready to take the step. I found a really good manufacturer and they had great quality product. So in February, I actually upped that $50 and I actually spent $275. In March, I launched under another name and I actually got to launch my business. If you remember in March 2020, that was like when quarantine happened. So I was actually, because of quarantine, I was kind of pushed into an early launch. I had initially wanted to launch my business September 2020, but because quarantine happened and these products were running out of the stores, I was actually contacted by many of my followers on Instagram to just go ahead and start. Well, because of that, I started before I was ready and just took the leap, and I don't regret it to this day. So in March, I actually spent a whopping $660. In March, I was doing a lot more. I spent more on inventory. I also invested in some education courses and also some supplies, as well as the launching. In April, I have to say that I started to make some money. I made my first $200 in April. In April, I spent $670. That $670 is a combination of, I would say, about inventory. I was restocking everything. And also I was starting to get into the app. In May was just a very simple month for me. I spent about $460, and that again, restocking, supplies, inventory. That month I didn't do much ads because I wasn't sure if it was good. And June was where my business took a huge hit. So as you know, I launched in March, but by June, I was contacted by another company who actually told me they had the name that I had trademarked. So because of that, I had to go through many, many legal fees. How you can avoid this is by really getting a good lawyer to begin with and really doing your research. I don't want anybody else to go through what I went through. I mean, I was questioning if what I was doing was right. And actually, this is my passion. So for me to be questioning it, it was just such a hard time. But what I spent in June, and that's because of legal fees, was $1,650 in legal fees alone. For my regular spending, meaning restocking, buying supplies, inventories, I spent about $475. I had to actually shut down the business for a few weeks so that I can get my new name and also take care of my legal fees and everything like that. What's really amazing is even though I shut down, I opened up the other name. I didn't put the name, I just put, I changed the name a little bit, but let everyone, all my followers know to come over to this new page as we are in transition, changing our name. And a lot of my followers definitely followed me over there and they were so supportive. Actually, I couldn't even get through that time if it wasn't for my followers. So I'm really grateful for them. So I'm gonna jump ahead from June, because from June was where I actually got my names from the old name to the name that I have now, which is Bamblish. That was the name that I actually got trademarked at that time. And trademarking does take some time to actually get done, but I thought of the name. Also in that book, I have everything written down. You can see all the names that I went through and none of them like touched my heart. But then I finally got to the name Bamblish and I was so in love with that name. Now my lawyer, she charged quite a bit to get that new name trademarked. And you have to understand that while I was trademarking this new name, I was still dealing with legal issues with the old company. It was patent issues, it was name issues, it was a lot, guys. I want to fast forward my first couple months in business. I have come to a whopping $11,800 in starting my business.
Yeah, I can't even say that number, to be honest.
But I have to say that if it wasn't for the legal fees, if I didn't have the issues with the other company or having to trademark this new name or go through the whole process, I would only spend about, I would say, maybe $2,500. But because I went through the legal issues, that $25 became $11,800. I would say for a new business owner, definitely go through your due diligence of researching your name, finding a good lawyer, definitely going through all of that. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of business, but actually there's so much under it that you have to deal with. So I would say definitely, in order to not have those legal fees or have people coming after you because your name is so similar, definitely do the due diligence and definitely like do the work before. Do I regret that $11,800 that I've spent? No, because my business has been making that money back and paying me back steadily for that. I'm loving what I do. I love the space that I'm in. So do I regret it? Not at all. I would do it again. I would just maybe fix what happened. I would fix a little bit what happened, but even if I had to do it again, I would be okay with it because it's worth it to me. And that's what you got to look at. If your business is worth it to you, then you'll go through the struggles to get to, I guess you'll go through the storms to get to the rainbow, right? So this has been my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you, what you think. And if you have a business, definitely comment below. I would love to follow you. I love getting together with other business owners. And yeah, definitely, I'll see you in the next video.